And welcome back to yet again another episode of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep. Okay. Down here. Okay.
User left your channel.
So you guys have just finished off. Um, Clearing out the. What do I call these guys? The Nigel Cave.
Yep.
For the poison using clan. You guys got very lucky on that last encounter in that Goblin's Den where Auric was able to go in there and pretend to be one of them and basically ended up getting the drop on them. And then he did the what's that one spell? Leon?
Just a second.
Arms of Hadar.
Arms of Hadar.
Okay, and he was just able to just wreck those dudes. You guys got into the one protracted battle inside, and then you guys finished off the. I think it was the lieutenant. Yeah. Finished off the small humanoid that was in there, the goblinoid. Melee weapons that you've got in here are,
Under
goblinoid.
quality.
Yeah, goblinoid in fashion. Just like the arrows. You guys were pretty much lucky that you guys were, aside from that initial counter with that wolf and over there with the dam and the stuff, the water, that could have gone very bad for you. But you guys were able to pull it off. You guys didn't walk out unscathed, and it was very painful for you. So it was about as close as you've come to dying under Nork's tutelage as his wayfarers.
That we were very close.
Okay. So, you guys.
Hell, I'm the only one that took the blunt of any damage way it looks.
Okay.
Well, I got
So-
healed once, but
True.
From what you figured out, you guys have. Rid of this guy. Might get rid of a token. Oh, there it is. You guys have pretty much cleared out everything. Let me go. That guy's the guy that you guys found in the other cave. And this is where you guys are at. So you guys are up here with Sildar. And let me see what it tells you. Sildar, or basically the guy introduces you. He's like, you see he's all tied up. Did you guys see he's tied up? He's laying on the floor. Um, we'll pick it up that you guys just killed Yemek, and um, there's this guy here. So unfortunately, he doesn't have an icon picture. So um, tied up, and he's laying on the ground. I'll
Move.
let you guys roleplay from here.
Claus moves up to basically cut his bounds, and if he's gagged, ungag him, and get him on up sitting at least, not standing, just in case if he has some minor wounds that need to be treated right away.
Okay.
Ulrich.
He down to 1 hit point. So he's really like he's basically cut and weak. He's almost at death's door.
Oric is catching his breath.
Okay. Sildar, as you guys are untying him and stuff like that, he tells you, watch out. There are more goblins in the cave. If you go across the bridge, he says, watch out for the wolf and the big bugbear.
Claus looks out from untying him. We already took care of him. They're laying over there somewhere with a couple arrows and probably a decapitated head or something.
Nestat sits there and spits on the ground at the mention of the goblins and the bugbear, and then he just sits there and he says, you don't have to be worrying about that, lad. He's like, we've pretty much taken care of everything. And at this, Sildar kind of raises an eye, like the one eyebrow that he has, because his other eye's like fucking swollen shut. And therein he says, killed the whole clan?
These
The cave's empty.
And then he tells you, did you find the rest of my gear, or I was well armed before I was captured. And was
you haven't
there
really
anything of mine that was
you haven't really
here?
you haven't really searched the entire premises. Your gear might be in the other hold on the other side of the bridge.
Of what we did find, according to GM, there was nothing valuable.
And he goes, huh. And he goes, so none of my stuff is here. And then you hear some slight laughing in the background from the guy that you guys saved from the other from the other cave. And then he was all like, he goes, all our stuff is gone. He goes, from what little I saw them, you know, saw them do and take, he's like, there was almost no treasure here, and he like, apparently the Nigals took it home. And at this, you hear Sildar's like, um, what do you mean took it home? He goes, well, I saw the goblins came in with a cart a few days ago, and they loaded it up, and they said that they were taking it to the Underdark. And then Sildar tells him, he's like, you didn't stop him? And he was all like, Yanda's like, or Yandam's like, I was tied up. What'd you want me to do? Roll to them? Block the cart with my body? He's like, I was in no better condition than you were. And then Sildar's like, my sword, my armor. And you can see he's got like a loincloth, and that's it. So he walks over and he's like, you don't mind if I equip myself, do you?
Go right ahead. Cause
You
says
see him,
to
he walks over, picks up a scimitar and a short bow, grabs some jacked up arrow, like a jacked up quiver with a bunch of jacked up arrows, and he's all like, this is not the best quality, but I'll make do until I get to the next town. This is crazy. What do you guys want to do?
I basically cast my last spell of Goodberry, and I hold out my hand to Sildar to basically give him 10 hit points. That tell him, eat up. You're going to need all the strength you can get.
So how many does he get? 10?
10 hit points.
Okay. So he's okay. Um, does anyone wanna?
I suggest we find a place to rest because I'm out of spells and I'm wounded.
Same. That was the last spell I cast.
Well, apparently I can't change this guy's weapons. What the hell?
Look, Nasdaq, I suggest we get little Heinz out of this cave before we find something that lurks deeper inside these caverns. If there is anything deeper. Get outside where it's nice and sunny, back into the woods.
Are you guys gonna go and are you guys gonna check out the rest of the cavern? Or you guys are content with what you guys got?
We can do that
Let's-
we can probably do a great big sweep as we're heading out. So
Okay. So as you guys go and look around, you guys don't find anything else of note until you get back to that back area, which was the bugbear's lair, and Where is... So when you guys get back here, Mad does sit there and say there was one thing, and then he like kind of points over here in this corner, and then he said you might find something over here. So Gildar goes over here and starts rummaging around, and he does find a longsword and heavy crossbow.
Any clothes? So he's not walking around half naked or literally naked.
What armor would give me armor class 16? Equipment. No, armor? Yeah, armor. He finds his chainmail. It's pretty much all jacked up. Got tears in it, crap like that, but it's still usable. But you can tell it's been through a freaking beating. Yandam's already told you that, or Yanmad has already told you that he was just, a guy on the road, wrong place, wrong time. Is anyone gonna ask Gildar anything?
So Sildar, where do you reside from? You reside from and I'm just gonna ask him, where does he reside? So.
You can see Sildar is about 50 years old. It looks like he's been around. He tells you, I used to be part of the Griffin Cavalry. And he goes, but I had a falling out. Drank too much, spent my money, attracted to it, made too many bad choices, fell in with the wrong crowd, and I became a mercenary. I was guarding a merchant. He had, we were going down south, and he had a small statue that we were conveying to the next town for, I guess you could say, a purveyor of fine arts. And we were supposed to give it to him. So the item really isn't worth that much, but apparently it has some historical value for this buyer. And he was willing to pay us 500 gold. And he goes, the statue's only worth 40. I have the name of the contact, but without the statue, and if what Yanmad said is true, then Igals took it into the Underdark.
And then from tales I've heard of the Underdark, you don't dare venture there unless you have to go in there for something.
So,
Oryx says, "Oh, it's not that dangerous."
I hear that it's not a place for wood elves.
Nestat like pulls you guys aside, and then hold on. You guys go aside over there with Nestat, and Nestat's like, um, we, and he's kind of like tells you to look in the bag where you guys stuck the items from last time. He's all like 500 gold. We might want to let him know that we found something. You guys do have something in the party sheet, is basically what he's telling you.
Jade. Oh.
And if you click on the icon, you'll sit there and see what the guy is telling you is true in regards to the cost of it. So
Okay.
this is one of the items that he was
Holding it.
carrying for.
I take it out, take the statue out of the bag, and I tap Sindar on the shoulder. I ask him, "Is this the statue you were guarding for the merchant?"
And then he looks and he goes, "Yes." He kind of like looks at you and he's all like, "Is there anything else you found
Mm,
that, quote unquote, you're just remembering?" And he goes, "I did have 2 potions of healing."
Bodek, do we have 2 potions of healing in that bag still?
Oh yeah, these.
He tells you, "Well, for saving me and freeing me, I'll let you keep the potion." And he goes, "But I've got to continue on with my merchant duty, which was, or my merc duty, which was to get this jade frog statuette to the rightful connoisseur, the buyer." And he goes, "I was going to only receive a fair portion of it because the merchant was the one doing the deal, but the merchant's no longer around. If the guy does do the deal for the 500, I could see it splitting it with everyone here if we can get the statue to town."
Well,
Oh,
we are heading
you agree
south.
a free trade? So
We are heading south, so. Bodek, Nesdet, what do you say?
Sounds good
Nest,
to me.
that says 40 gold versus a chance at, sharing 500.
Better than a
My
poke in the
dwarf, my
eye with a
dwarf,
sharp
my
stick.
dwarf instincts tell me, "Are you daft for asking me?"
Well, you never know.
Yes.
You might be drunk still.
The guy tells you, or Sildar tells you, that the next town or two down is where he's supposed to meet the merchant, and it's in. Hold on, I'm trying to find the name of the damn town. Vandalin. So,
Alright.
okay, so. Ooh, wow. That's a lot of stuff. Okay. as you guys are here, um, you hear a slight chuckle, and
Goblin, orcish.
no, it's kind of like ethereal. And all of a sudden, what do I do with my map?
Does everyone, including Sildar and Yomad, hear this ethereal laughter?
Yeah, hold on. Damn it, I hate when I do this. Basically, I got rid of the map before. Okay, so you guys are still on the map, right? So, right next to you guys, like, I'm just gonna use Tigras icon. Right there. Figure appears, and it looks like I can put them up as an icon. Well, I guess I can share it with you guys as an image. Trying to bring him up. Well, here, I'll give you the picture. I'll put it up on TeamSpeak.
All right.
I've got it saved, but I got to figure out a way to bring him in. Got to make an icon for this dude. So he looks like this. So all those images of like the gesture that you sit there and you see there. You see this guy perch upon the fire. Like, see where Tigrath is right now? He's actually dancing up on top of the fire. And he's laughing. And he tells you, ah, the gods and chance the games that we play. From one I will take, more I will give. And then you sit there and you see from the flame steps or like literally in the flame walks out what looks to be half orc. Luna, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. So the jester opens up his cloak, and all of a sudden, you don't find yourself on a ship anymore, and you find yourself standing in a fire pit that's actually on fire. You're not burning right now. You look to be in a cavern, surrounded by a human, a dwarf warrior, and what's orc?
A gnome.
Dark
A gnome, and two other figures in the background. What do you want to do?
Bloody hells and jump out of the fire.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself on the map, out of the fire pit. Okay. And the jester sits there and he's still sitting on top of the fire as the flames lick up. And he sits there and he says, "For the mirth of the gods, I play a role. And the role is this: he who comes to play shall stay. But he who doesn't is on his way." And then he steps over, and you sit there and you see Tigrath gets pulled by him into the fire, and then he disappears. Oof.
And he's saying this
And
all
the
in common?
jester and the yes. Oh, I mean, basically every language. As he's speaking, you can hear it in.
Every
If you
tongue?
can speak multiple languages, you can hear it in every tongue.
Klaus is kind of concerned for he hears Elvish and Orcish coming out of that guy's mouth.
And as he sits there and he says this, you hear his laughter again, which was ha 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 ha. And poof, he's gone. And so is Tigrath.
And as he disappears, I gaze upon a new character, new person that just entered, and where did B go?
I'm here. I don't know why my character just disappeared.
Oh no, I cleared the owner. Sorry. I did the wrong one. Character back, sorry.
I lost my train of thought.
So Tigrath disappears. And then all of a sudden, poof. The jester appears again. And then he goes, you see Tigrath appear. And then he pushes her out of the fucking out of the fire. And then he goes, Ah, you almost believe that one, and then he disappears, and he's fucking laughing his ass off. So Tigra's back where she was, and she's just like, "What the fuck?" Kind of. She just has a "what the fuck" look on her face. Okay, can go with your interactions.
As the jester type character disappears, I settle my gaze on the new character that just appeared out of thin air by the jester.
You see Yandra moves up, and he's got his. Well, he's, he just picked up his sword and his weapon and stuff like that. And you see Sildar, or he's picked up a, like a scimitar or something like that. He's picked up a weapon, put it that way. Sildar's picked up his longsword, and he has it sheathed. You can still sit there and see he's like in his loincloth and shit like that. So he's running around buck ass naked, except for his chainmail shirt. It's all destroyed and shit. And he's got his crossbow and his quiver. And everybody's like looking at the half orc. Like, danger?
I speak to the half orc in Orcish, and I ask this new character, are you friend or foe? State who you are and make it quick.
Depends. Do you plan to fry me for what I am? Or tell me how I got here from the seas to this underground maze?
It all depends on your actions. For I do not trust orcs, but I see that you are neither orc nor that of human, so therefore you are neither friend nor foe. But do I dare trust you, since I do dislike that of orc?
Okay. So, I need everyone that is a wayfarer to make a perception roll.
What dice is that again?
You would click on. I think it's abilities. No, skills. And it would be your wisdom.
I noticed the ground.
I think I noticed my cloak is kind of loose.
You can also take over Tigrath and roll for her.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
I took her away for theatrical effects.
So I just roll the 20-sider?
No. Click on your character sheet.
Go to skills, and in that list on skills, find persuasion, or not persuasion, perception. And on the right-hand column over there, there's a little tiny dice. Double click on that box.
Did you find it? So click on your character sheet on the tab. Okay, there you go. Okay. Nesnat rolled a natural 20. So he looks over and he says, you see him like he's gripping his weapon real tight, and he goes, "Where'd you find the pin?" And hold on one second. I need to pull Luna aside for this. This is a conversation that I need to have with her before.
User
All right.
left your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
Does anyone have a deck of cards or something?
I don't think I have any gaming stuff on character.
What was that old dice game called where you have like 5 or 6 dice in a cup and you shake it around, then you slam it on the table?
Yahtzee.
Yeah, Yahtzee. Wonder if they have that in the tavern here in this universe.
Well, there's dice games. I mean, that's why there are gaming. There are gaming sets, cards and dice and things like that.
Yeah.
User joined your channel.
Welcome back.
User was moved to your channel.
Okay. So, you sit there and see Nestat, pointing with his battle axe to a button that she has, and you recognize the button. It's the button of the Wayfarers. And then he says, he tells the half-orc, cut the button. I need to know if it's true. So with that,
My button is my business.
he
What be yours with it?
says, if it shines true, then we know who you are. If it's false, we know who you aren't. And then sits there and he takes his axe and he goes to a small button and he pushes the blade into it. And you sit there and you see silvery material coming through, and it stops the blade from going any further. And then he looks at you and he goes, does the button shine? As he's holding it glinting in the firelight.
I'll pull one of my daggers out and repeat the process to show him.
Okay. You sit there and you realize that she's got the same button that you guys do, which is the symbol of the Wayfarers. Why she came here teleported by some mad jester-like wizard, you have no idea. But here's a member of the Wayfarers. Nestat puts his axe away and he sticks out his hand and he shakes it. And then he tells you, a friend of Norek Bilbor is a friend of mine. And he sticks out his hand to shake yours.
I'll shake his hand.
And then he gives you a big hug and then he picks you up off the ground. And he goes, you must have been the small one he spoke of. And you could see like this dude is like strong, and he's like lift you off the ground, and your like arms are held by your side, and you're like, what the hell? And he goes, I'm your uncle Nestat. And you vaguely remember his face from when you were a kid on the boat.
Drago! Down, please.
And he puts you down. And he tells you, I remember when I used to read you stories and stuff like that at night. And he goes, you're grown in, well, biggin, I see. And he's looking up at you, and he's all like a damn tree trunk. And then he just starts laughing. And he starts asking you about the people on the boats that you were on. He's all like, tell me about the captain. Is he still the way he is? Does he still fart in his sleep? And he goes, hi, that was stinky. Especially after those fish.
I wouldn't know too much. I've been through many captains and many crewmates.
Ah, so you move from ship to ship. Ah. And he turns around. He's standing next to her. Oh, what do you guys want to do? You guys don't know her from Adam. You just know that Nestat's been around quite a long time, and that he's been friends with Norik before you guys came on. So
Klaus takes his hand off his two short swords and puts them on his side, but still is kind of worried about the situation at hand, for he does not know why the bloody hell this demonic or whatever the hell this jester came from brought her here for.
You all have an odd way of seeking help.
I just filled in Seagrass weight, female, 5'6", 130. And that kind of looks at you funny, and he's all like, ask for help. That wasn't us. Does somebody want to make an Arcana or History check for me?
Guess I'll do the Arcana.
I wouldn't do well to do either one of them.
Roll for Tigrath.
Well, he said someone, so there was two of us, and we each did it. So
True. So what's the prize? The Maverick Poet.
Oh, sorry. I muted myself by accident. Okay, so you got it with a 20. And basically, you're you sit there and you relate stories of ancient tales of heroes, quests, and just stories on battlefields and stuff like that, about a jester of the gods. And this jester of the gods always neutral. And what he does is, every time he arrives, he's neither a harbinger of good nor evil, but heroes for both good and evil, or neutral, tend to arrive. But it's one of those things where he always puts somebody in a place where they should be or they shouldn't be. And acts as a messenger for all the gods at all the same times, for all their minions everywhere, all their servants everywhere. And as easily as somebody could appear, and you relate the story of an ancient red dragon that was summoned, and a wizard had paid handsomely to this dragon come and fight on his side against a weak village. But in the weak village, there was a trading caravan that was going through, and he told the trading caravan, "You don't give me everything, I will kill all the innocents. I will have the dragon raise the village, and I will let every merchant know, and every king know, that this is how you do business. You would rather lose your merchandise, save a soul." And then they said, "No, take the merchandise." And then the wizard was like, "Thank you for all the loot." And he goes, "Now there's just the small detail of witnesses." And then he tells the dragon, "Asgard killed him. Fulfill it, and half the loot is yours." And as Asgard goes to breathe, all of a sudden, a cackling laugh goes out. And all they heard was, "So unfair, unfair. What do?" And all of a sudden, the jester appeared on top of Dragon. And then he goes, "I think it would be more fair. Let's see, how much loot can you get if you can't cast any spells, and you can't breathe fire, and you can't fly, and you can only stand still?"
Oh, good God.
And then the wizard's horrified, and he's like, "Be gone." And he goes to cast, and all of a sudden he realizes he can't cast. And the dragon goes to sit there and move, but all of a sudden you could see he's straining and he can't strain. He goes to breathe and he can't breathe on the village. And then he goes, or we could just call this a draw. Since you broke your oath, you broke your bond. It's quite unfair. I don't think the gods are laughing right now. So for this one, I'll side with them. In regards to an arbitrator of a deal gone wrong because you didn't make me laugh. And then all of a sudden, oof, the dragon and the wizard disappeared. And they left the pile of gold there. And they left the rest of the goods. And that was one of the tales of the Laughing God. Why he shows up, how he shows up, no one knows. Why he's summoned, no one knows. What he'll do if he shows up, no one knows. The only thing is that they've heard from you that you as you tell the story, is that someone always appears or disappears. And it's one of those things, it's something to make the gods laugh. And with that, the tale of the Laughing God. What's that mean in D&D terms? Show up to play, and your character will be here. Don't play, miss a adventure or two, and your character may end up not being there for the adventure.
Stuck in the
Laughing
nether.
God may show up and remove you from the situation because it's not funny for him.
All right.
And that's the story. So, now that you guys are here, did you guys want to ask Drugel any other questions, or?
I do a perception check to see what type of equipment she has on her. See if she is a fighter, paladin, etc.
Drugel, make a perception check as well.
Me?
Yes. Remember, you are Drugel.
Ooh.
Okay. You notice the elf scrutinizing you, looking at your gear. Appraising you.
Take your measurements. You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanted.
So, what do you want to say to him? He thinks he's being slick doing it. He's like, kind of like, talking to everybody else, but he keeps looking back at you, like, looks at your, sit there and you see that he's looking at your dagger, where you store it, how you have it stored, the fact that you've got a quiver, sees your warhammer hanging from your belt. He's being quite rude about
Do
it.
you see something that you like?
Ah, she's talking to you.
Yeah, I know. Klaus raised an eyebrow. So you have noticed. Most people don't notice me. You searching to see if what you are.
Well, you obviously know what I am. You scrutinized me as soon as I got here.
That is very true.
You see Nestat walks up to you, and then he's like, "Not your type, lad." I'm not Norik, who wouldn't want you messing around with his adopted daughter.
Klaus just laughs. Do you think I'm checking her out? Nesdat, I'm not that senile.
And then he tells you, he goes, many a suitor has looked at her the wrong way, and I'm just warning you, don't let Nora catch you looking at either cross or askew, because he'll take offense.
Very true, and Nesdat does have a short temper when it comes to things like that.
No, not Nestat,
Or
Norak.
Norik. Norik.
And then he tells you, and by the way, Norak looks at all the all the women in his organization as his adopted daughters. And he tells you, he looks over at Tigrath and he goes, same thing, son, same thing. Don't ask me where he finds them and why he takes pity on them, but he adopts them all. He treats them like they were his kin. And he goes, which is strange for a dwarf.
I thought all dwarves were like that when I first met Norik. Or
Not all dwarves. He's a unique one. And he goes, I think it has more to do with the Wayfarers than anything else. You might want to ask him the story sometime.
no matter if I ask him the story, he'll probably have my head on a spike.
No, the story of the Wayfarers.
Oh, that one, not the other one.
Okay. So Sildar's like, well, 500 gold is waiting 2 towns away, so
All right,
can
let's
we
get
get
moving.
going?
Sildar,
Okay.
have you found anything to put on so you're not buck-ass naked in the wilderness?
He there and he just finds some old, goblin clothes and stuff like that. And he's all like, tell me somebody has a change of clothes, please. Somebody.
I
Does
will
any
chuckle and dig through my bag and pull out a set of commerce clothes.
he thanks you kindly. And he says he'll return them once you guys get to the next once you guys deliver the package and get rewarded by the buyer. So, as you guys what are you guys doing? Are you guys leaving?
Leaving.
Are you guys staying? Are you guys
I guess we
okay?
best leaving, get onto the road a little bit before dark, I guess.
Okay, so share this. Tell me when it shows up on your screen, Luna, so you can see.
It's shown up.
Okay. So that little circle at the very top is where you guys started, or well, where the party started out at a village called Hilphoven, and you guys have been making your way down south. Where you guys stop right there is basically where you guys uh, they ended up detecting the entrance to the Goblin ambush and the Goblin hideout. So as you guys go to the road, you guys run into
Serena?
Serena.
Should we all moves over
Oh,
there.
hold on. Yeah. So. Mouse. Okay, so you guys all come back. You guys are now larger party. You guys are here. Did you guys want to rest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's rest.
What time of day is it?
It was toward evening. It is evening now. Hey, Biren, where do I go to
Top right
On the-
hand, where it looks like a sun and a moon.
on the combat tracker?
No, just up in the top right hand corner where the 8 buttons are, the little small buttons. There's one that looks like a sun and a moon, and you click that, and you can pick what time of day. Is
Okay.
that what you're asking?
No, in the combat tracker to give you guys a long rest.
Oh, it's the bottom of the combat tracker, left hand side. There's a button, and if you click it, it'll bring up it'll look like a circle or a half circle, I think, a cone. And the cone is a full rest. Or the circle, I think, is a full rest. The cone is a short rest.
I've seen it. Hold on. And that's on the combat tracker?
At the bottom, at the bottom of the combat tracker.
All I have is next action.
There should be an
Initiative, effects, delete from tracker. The rest. Okay, there it is. Rest, short rest, long rest, long rest. Okay. So I take it everybody's rested. They've used their hit dice. They're back up to full hit points.
Yep.
Well, if you do a long rest, you get all your hit die back and your spells. So.
Oh, Killer said bye. Gonna go to bed.
All right.
Okay. So you guys get done. You guys are gonna have to share some of your rations with because what you guys found in the Goblin Cave really wasn't palatable. Especially like, well, they grab some blankets and you sit there and you see them like cleaning them in the river and stuff like that. They grab some, bed mats and stuff like that. Yamat and Sildar. Drugal has all her equipment, so do you guys. But you guys don't have. Everybody's on foot, so no one has to worry about horses or anything like that.
Yeah.
So you guys don't have any encounters. You see Nestat and Drugal are sitting there trading ship stories. You see Yanmad is there with them, listening to them and laughing. So is Sildar. Does anyone want to do anything special during the night? Anyone need to do anything, pray to their god? Anything along those lines? Is there anyone that needs to do anything that they're going to be sitting there setting anything up for the campaign that they're going to be doing regularly, like in regards to their patron gods?
Hmm.
The only thing I'd be doing is checking the stars to determine my location. Since I was dragged off a boat.
I spend the time trying to dredge through the knowledge of the one, trying to find out more information about demons that have suddenly appeared. Not the jester, but the ones that at the inn, and trying to find out any historical information I can about how to weaknesses, things like that.
Ooh, you do glean something out of, I guess you could say reminiscing. Now that you ran into the laughing god, um, you remember an ancient story of supposedly the only fight that the laughing god has ever gotten into and ever been wounded. And that was um, fighting these creatures. And you sit there and you remember stories about either other gods or servants of gods, or humans or elves or dwarves and stuff like that, all trying to hurt the laughing god. And none of them could touch him. And you remember the story, um, and it talks about an ancient battle that happened with all the gods fighting these creatures, and that the laughing god was actually wounded by one of them. And you remember that it was an ancient fear among all the gods because supposedly he's immune to everything. But apparently not. And you know that they're strong and they're deadly. But there is a weapon. And there is a way to make these weapons. But the sad thing is it takes, from what you can gather, it takes a weapon that has been blessed and worked on by all the races, by all the gods, kind of like the minions of the gods, like clerics and stuff like that, weaponsmiths or magic users from all the various gods and their races beneath them who have crafted these weapons. And after the war, the weapons were seeded throughout the realms. And they're said
User
to be
joined
very,
your
very
channel.
powerful.
All right.
User
Good night.
disconnected from your channel.
I gotta warn him about that. Does that again, and I'm gonna kick him from the channel. But They are there, and there are certain gems that have been imbued with the property to make other weapons magical and protect or give weapons like give armor that ability to withstand them, or give weapons that ability to pierce them. So the weapons are of legend, and the armor is of legend, just as are the gems. But as far as you know, no one's found them.
So they're pretty much lost to history.
Or the laughing god puts them around. Like, maybe he gathered them, like he sits there and he takes stuff that shouldn't be
So,
here but should be there. You made a
so
promise, they kept their promise. Oh, you broke your promise. How very, very sad of you.
hmm,
So you may arbitrarily find them, you may arbitrarily gain them. But
all depends on what the Laughing God does and what we do, pretty much.
you never know, he might have placed them ahead of you. You never
But
know, they might already be there. You just never know. And Biran, do you want to impart this knowledge to the rest of the team, or
Sure, I
gonna
share with them what was said.
be right back? Quick smoke break. So you guys can take a quick bio.
all right.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. And gonna Hey, Biren. Oh, he's not back. Find that. Gotta roll a die here for. Okay, you guys have an uneventful night.
That's always good.
As far as you know.
Yeah, there could always be something down the road.
I gotta ask him which one's I think this one's morning. Benny. We all back?
I think so.
I'm here.
Just waiting on Biren. Just waiting on B.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So if anyone, like I sat there and said, if anyone wants to make, um, like anything in regards to like, their gods or things that you want to do like on a regular basis, what I would suggest is make a note. So on your right hand side, if you where you see PC, story, images, whatever, you see notes, create a note and then edit it and then make it public. And that way I can sit there and see it, or you can.
I think you can see them regardless.
If can you guys make a note? That way I can sit there and see them.
I
Just make
have
a
a
note.
note already.
Okay, so I can see one from Luna.
As the DM, I think you can see them regardless.
Okay. So, but if you're gonna do anything like in regards to like your gods or anything that you're gonna do on a regular basis, so just letting you know, um, I do give points for role playing and homage to the gods, that kind of stuff, or anyone else that you want to go to, or patrons, dark packs. 'Cause I know Orc is a warlock, so that being said, so are you guys introducing yourselves as what you guys are? So that way, Drupal knows. So she already knows that's a fighter.
Orc?
Well, you can look at me and tell that I'm some kind of magic user, probably, based on the fact that I'm not wearing plate and carrying a battle axe. So
And me, it's kind of self-evident that I'm a ranger since I carry a longbow and I have 2 short swords and I wear a cloak most of the damn time. So
Tigrath introduces herself as a human wizard. And that's that everybody knows. Sildar has already told you guys that mercenary for hire kind of thing. But you guys do know that be in the Griffin cavalry that he was sitting there talking about. At one point, he had to have been like an honorable knight.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to fall from grace has meant that, but he's already told you, drinking, women, wine, gambling, kind of led him astray, and that he lost esteem in that in that illustrious organization because they kind of frowned on that.
Yeah.
Yomad tells you that he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and well, he's going where you guys are going because now there's something in it for him to sit there and make sure that that statuette gets to the buyer. And same thing with Sildar. So, do you guys? Dawn breaks. You guys, I eat your provisions and stuff like that, your breakfast, and I take it you guys head south.
I guess so.
As you head south, you come to small farming community. You sit there and you see, farmers and stuff like that out there, uh, tending their fields. Obviously, whatever happened in Hillhoven didn't happen here, so apparently these guys were spared. And you guys pass through here and keep walking south. You guys haven't seen anyone coming from south to north, passing toward Hillhoven. Obviously, news of the goblin ambushes and stuff like that was kind of slowing down traffic because people were like, "Oh shit, now you just can't walk up to Hillhoven and then past."
Yeah.
As you guys are passing through the community, they see you. You sit there and you see the farmers and stuff like that. They wave to you guys and whatever. Sit there and you see old man and his son with a cow. They've got a stand, and and they've got like milk for sale. And you sit there and you see that they've got some veggies and stuff like that, fruits. And you sit there and you see it's like a small farmer's market. Do you guys stop?
Sure.
You see this elderly man. He's all like, so the goblins didn't get you. A copper for milk, fresh.
Orc buys some milk.
You see Nestat comes up. He's all like, don't you have ale? And at that, the old man starts laughing. He's all like, it's not a beer cow. If I had a beer cow, I'd be rich. You sit there and you see Nestat pulls out a copper and he puts it out there, and the milk is fresh, very very good. And he sits there and he says, we do have some fresh fruits, some veggies, stuff like that.
Do they
Not
also have?
stale bread. It's fresh.
That's what I was about to ask.
So if you spend about 10 coppers, kind of pricey for, stuff like this, but, this is all these guys can basically make their money off of either giving stuff to the caravans or, selling it to them so it can be sold in, in the other towns or villages. But, you know, they're selling direct to you, then it's going to be a little bit pricier. So it's basically a copper for, one fruit, copper for a cup of milk. So if you guys deduct 10 copper, you guys get some pretty good food. It's all very nutritious. The old man asks you, though, he says, did you see them?
Klaus
The
raises.
goblins.
Did we see the goblins?
Yes, they only attack the couriers.
I saw a fine red mist when I destroyed the goblins.
So they're dead?
Yeah, about, what would you say, half a day's walk towards the north, towards Helpillen? Would you say, Ulrich?
Something
Um,
like that.
Yon Man, sits there and shows them like the crappy morning star that he got from one of the goblins and stuff like that. And then the farmer spits, and then he says, "So you killed them all?"
We killed all the ones that we found in that place that we were.
And then he tells you, "Then you must be our guests." And then sends out his son, and you see the son go out running. And then as soon as he tells like other kids and other people, you sit there and you see them running like to all the local farms. And you see a huge crowd, like 30, 40 farmers and stuff like that. They all come around and they ask you for the stories. How did it happen? They tell us the stories. So this is your chance to embellish yourselves and build the story of the Wayfarers. So I'll give you a chance. They tell you that they'll hold a feast in your honor. They're going to go ahead and kill one of their prize bulls, and the old man hands you back all your money. And he says, for the service that you did to us, this is the least we could do for you. And you guys are treated like heroes for the day. And I will give you a chance to, you have, I guess you could say 1 minute each, to tell a story in regards to how you kill the goblins or help save the town, or save the trade and stop the massacre of the couriers. So Klaus, you want to go first? And you see a bunch of kids around you, and they're all looking up at you like hero worship eyes. They're like, tell us what it was like.
Well,
Who is the meanest and baddest? What was it like?
young ones, listen closely. There are 10,000 goblins, and we were all surrounded. And every single one of them was bent on slitting our throats and gutting us and having us for dinner. But
Nestat, when you say 10,000, he spits up his fucking milk, and he's like, that to them, lad. Tell it
Okay,
like it was.
okay.
There were 50,000 goblins.
They were all on dragons.
The ones that weren't were riding wargs.
And they were throwing mountains. Nestad's looking at you, shaking his head, and he's all like, I'll have no false tellings of heroics. Tell it like it happened, lad.
All
And
right.
Nestad's looking at you like, you better tell the damn truth. And he sits there and he starts thumbing the Wayfarer emblem. And then he tells you, he goes, he'll know if you lie.
What was there, like 20 15 goblins plus?
It was at least 15.
Okay, kids. Since Big Boss over here is basically on my ass, let's say there are about 15 to 17 goblins. Basically, all running a little muck. A few of them in the trees, thinking that they can hide from us. While the rest were in their cave, just doing their normal routine of setting up another ambush.
And you see the
Two,
kids are like, were you scared?
me scared? We were sent to hunt them. They should have been the ones scared.
And they say, one of the kids goes, were you hurt?
Yes, I was, but it did not thwart me from taking a few goblin heads and putting them on pikes. Makes them put them out in the front of their cave.
And then they all shudder and they all cringe. You hear and you see like one of the older farmers, you could tell like he's a father and stuff like that. He's like, true, they used poison.
It is true that they used poison, but evidently they ran out for when we came up on them.
No, remember
Some of them had poison.
Yeah, they had poison. They just didn't get a chance to use it. Either that or it got washed away in that ambush that they tried to do.
Yeah, true. But if they did have poison on the weapons, during their little surprise tried to wash us out of the cave, evidently washed their poison away from their blades. So we are lucky that we did not get poisoned.
Okay.
Oh, I can literally say this. See that little gnome over there? I would be scared of him, for he killed more goblins than I could. Hell,
Oh, and the kids go like this. They go, him? He's short. And then like one of the kids who's taller than him, he's like, I'm taller than him. How could he kill all the goblins?
let me tell you this. He's a lot stronger in that of magicry than I am. For I'm just a wee ranger.
And at the mention of magic, they all like shy away. And then they look at him and then they go, you really know magic?
They look talking to the goblin or to me.
Yeah.
They see a shimmer, and all of a sudden I look like a regular sized humanoid.
Ooh, and at this, they all like ooh, ah, and wonder. And then they go, can you look like a goblin?
They see a shimmer again, and I don't look like a goblin. I look like the is it a hobgoblin we fought? Oh no, it was a bugbear.
Yeah, bugbear.
I look like the bugbear, and I growl.
Oh, at this they all scatter, and then they go, "Can you be a halfling?"
No, kids. He has to save his tricks for when we do find some more things to decapitate.
And then they go, "But we want to see a halfling. We want to see a halfling."
Ulrich, what do you say?
I turn into one of those demon things.
And then the kids start pouting, and then they go, "That's not a halfling."
They aren't scared of this thing.
No, they're kind of mad at you because you're goofing around and you're not. They don't know what it is. They've never seen one.
But you told me it was like described in everybody's nightmares. I basically
Yes.
just turned into their nightmare.
Yeah, but you're also disappointing the kids, so their disappointment is kind of like what the
Overcoming
hell?
their scared.
That's a retarded looking halfling. They're looking like your magic fucked up. You got to remember, you just transformed into a human, and then went to a goblin,
No, I went
or
to
a
a bugbear.
bugbear, and then they told you to do a halfling, and then you went into like this weird fucking looking creature thing, and they're going, "That's not a halfling." They know you can change. They're not afraid of you because you're the gnome. I mean, if there was okay,
I
think of it
changed
like
back. I changed back into a. I changed. Well, I don't actually. I changed back to basically myself, but I changed my skin color to a lighter color.
okay.
So I basically look like halfling.
But as you change back to the halfling, you sit there and you see the older people in the farming village. You sit there and you see a look of fear in their eyes, and then they see you transform back to the halfling, and then they're like, "Shouldn't do that." Bad things happen when you mock them. And then you sit there and you see them start doing little warding symbols like for their gods and stuff. And they're saying like prayers underneath their breath. They look at Drugal, and then they go, "Did you kill the goblins too?"
Unfortunately, no. I came along after.
And then they go, "Oh." And then you sit there and you see Sildar and Yonmad telling the horror stories of how they were captured, and all the kids are like, "Ooh," and how they were beat up and tortured, and all the kids are like fucking scared out of their minds. And then after that, basically they just sit there and they poke and prod you guys, like in regards to your stuff, your weapons, can they swing them, stuff like that, and you guys end up feasting and laughing and joking the rest of the day. The villagers of the farming community treat you to very good meals. They uh, tell you that while they don't have an inn, there is a barn. They'll put down bedding for you guys. You guys can stay there, or you guys can more than welcome to travel on. So you guys have basically had a feast held in your honor.
Well, I would
It's getting
say
toward evening, so if you do travel on, you're going to be traveling on at night. So
Since I'm
wait till morning.
this is a game question, and I would know my character would know the answer to this. I'm just curious based on how your story works. How would one enter the Underdark?
the Underdark would work by either working a set of cave systems or going into, say, like a dwarven or a gnomish community or any kind of mining community that has connections to tunnels down there.
So that goblin tunnel could have possibly connected to the Underdark.
Possibly. But John Matt didn't see where the wagon went because he was in that back cave. Back cave. So, you guys wait out the night. You guys pretty much been fed and stuff like that. As you guys are like they show you the barn and stuff like that. They've cleared it out of animals and poop and anything like that. And the kids of the village have gone out and gathered flowers, and they've placed them around, so it actually smells like daisies in there, literally. And they tell you that they'll have like their guard dogs out, um, patrolling the pastures and stuff like that, and that if anything tries to get close to the farming community, you'll hear the dogs.
Klaus thanks him and basically heads into the barn and basically finds a good place to take off his weaponry and set him out.
Okay, doke. So my random encounter thing. Okay. The night passes uneventfully for you
That's a
guys.
first.
Well, it's a second night, so you guys wake up in the morning, and you sit there and you see the farming community comes out, and they've got breakfast for you guys. They bid you to with them before you guys go ahead and travel on. It's the least that they can do. So you sit there and you see they've packed some fresh provisions for you. So for the next day, you'll have fresh food. And that's this village. So just small farming community. The next village is the village or the town with the buyer. And Sildar says it's just, a few leagues from here. So we can be on our way if you guys want. Did anyone want to do anything in this town or anything out of the ordinary?
Klaus can't think
Remember
of
this.
anything right now. So.
And I'm telling you this as the DM. Your interactions in this world and what you do in this world are completely up to you. So, as I put different towns, different settings, different merchants, and all this stuff, how you roleplay your characters, I'm the storyteller, like in regards to the world and the environment and stuff like that. You as the player character or the interaction.
I would
What
like
you
just
do.
a chicken.
Okay, then they give you chicken. Or did you want a chicken?
Yes, I wanted a live chicken.
Do you want a little chick, or do you want a medium chicken, or do you want a full-grown chicken?
I think I'll start off with a little chick.
Okay, they bring you like a little chick, and then they give you a small bag of grains and chicken food.
Awesome, have a
Unless
chicken now.
unless you're going to eat it, then we'll keep the chicken food.
No, I plan to raise it.
Okay. And they give you the chicken food. One of the kids comes up and he goes, "You gonna name the chicken? If you name the chicken, you can't eat the chicken. If you're gonna eat it, don't name it."
Thank you for that advice.
And then they just tell you, "Bad luck."
Bad luck, they say.
They're waiting to sit there and see whether or not you name the chicken.
I will name it Squeak.
Okay, write that down on a little note. Baby chick, 1 hit point. I can't believe this chicken has 1 hit.
I can't believe it has a hip.
Well, all living creatures have 1 hit point. I can't give it like an eighth of a hit point. Chicks are
Yeah.
pretty resilient. You drop them from like waist height on the ground, they'll bounce off and still run around to worm, eat that damn thing.
Yeah, that is true.
Don't you make the note for him?
Yes, I made the note. How much do they want for the chicken?
Oh, the chicken's free.
Oh, I will keep them.
I'm guessing the same goes for the grain as well.
Chicken food?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's free. And one of the kids comes up and he hands you like a small little bag, and then he goes, "Be careful when you open the bag; it's full of bugs." And he goes, "Treats for the chicken."
Thank you. I will tie the little bag my waist.
Okay. I don't see the chicken. Chicken note. Make a note for the chicken.
Maybe you do have to make it public.
Yep, you have to make it public too. The team mascot of the Wayfarers, a chicken. Bark, bark, bark. Chicken's gonna die a horrible death.
Says the DM.
I made it public. Or were you wanting me to make a separate sheet for it?
I don't
yes,
see him.
make a
What-
character sheet for the chicken. What
Yeah,
class
make
is
a
it?
character. You see, it's a barbarian chicken, and he's 8th level. You got a name? Okay, Squeak. got to put some text in there. Just can't be squeaked chicken.
Is it a rooster?
I don't know. Luna, roll.
Percentage.
No, just roll a 6-sider. 1 to 3, it's a boy. 4, 5, 6, it's a rooster.
So both
Aw, that
ways it's
means
a
no
rooster.
eggs.
You would need a.
That's okay.
You said 1 through 6, it's a male, and or one
well,
through 3, it's a male, and 4 through 6, it's a rooster. So it's either way, it's
No,
a male.
well, I was gonna say 4 through 6 is it's a hen. Sorry. So hold on. So I'm gonna sit there and say, hold on. Roll a 6-sider. 1 through 3, white. 1 white. 2 black. 3 white black. 4 brown. 5 brown, white, and then 6 all colors.
Calico
Do we get his
chicken.
colors? Oh,
Calico chicken.
Calico chicken. He's all colors. So he's bright yellow right now, but he's going to, if he gets older and survives with his 1 hit point, he will be brightly colored. I don't expect him to survive too many encounters though.
You
We're
never
squeak.
know.
The laughing god might intercede on the side of chicken every now and then. That would be funny.
Well, he is the laughing god, so.
He is the laughing god. The patron mascot of the Wayfarers is a chicken. Now this shit's funny. This shit's gonna roll, guys. The new miniseries, Chicken of the Wayfarers. Okay, as you guys leave the town and you guys have the little chick, do you carry the chick? Do you have the chick follow you? Chick on the leash?
I'm carrying it right now.
Okay. You carry the chicken. Carry Squeak. And you guys end up on the road again.
Can't wait to get
Just
back
can't wait to get
on.
on the road again.
Cloud.
As you guys are going, Sildar tells you he's been to Vandalin before. He tells you it is a mining community near the hills. And you sit there and you see that the road starts taking you away from the coastline and taking you more toward the hills on the main map. As you guys are...
As Sildar is telling us this, I asked Sildar, so what type of craftsman does this town have in terms of weaponry and such? Or does it vary from year to year?
Hold on. So, as you guys are walking that day, you guys eat the food that they've given you. You drink the milk before it goes bad during the day. Your water skins have all been refreshed. And you guys approach Vandalin. You guys are coming from the north, so you guys are coming down this road right here.
All right. So is it like going up a hillside, or is it like part of the town on the hillside, part of it is down like on a flat area?
Well, you sit there and you see small hills around. Obviously, you can see the topography.
Yeah.
So, you sit there and you see it's going up into the hills and, down southeast. Then you see that it's going up into the mountainside. As you guys are, coming here, you guys are seeing, outlying farms. You guys see people walking through the town, pushing carts, um, what have you. Tells you, and then at the center of town is Stonehill Inn. That's where he's supposed to meet the buyer, who's supposed to give him the money for the statuette. So, you guys are on the outskirts of town. Drop you guys in. Oh, I don't know if I can actually.
Ooh. This is big.
Damn, dude. How do I make you smaller?
Scroll.
What do you mean scroll?
Control scroll.
Oh, control scroll.
Think.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm tiny now.
Yeah.
My fucking HP bar is bigger than almost covering up my icon.
Oh.
A little too small there.
Serena the Giant Courier. And I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll yawn mad all over you. Okay, so you guys are basically all Tildar's walking in front, Mad's in the back. You guys are all just basically walking in line, talking, chatting as you guys are entering town. Road. Okay. So there's basically the grid. 1 square equals 20 feet. So I know you guys' icons are a little bit bigger, but and this is how big the map is. So if you zoom in there and see what you sees. What do you guys want to do?
The town looks normal.
Yes. It doesn't look like
Definitely
it's
doesn't
been
look like
attacked or
Helvhoven.
yes. Here, hold on 1 second. God, I wish I had a bigger monitor. As you guys are approaching, he tells you, this is probably, you know, one of the smallest little trading communities that he's been in, but it's a pretty good place. As you walk in, you guys get this. You guys sit there and see a rudder track emerges from the wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Fowlerland. The town consists of 40 to 50 simple lodge buildings, some built on old fieldstone foundations, more ruined, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy, and briars surrounded by newer houses and shops. Showing how this must have been a much larger town in ages past. Most of the newer buildings are set on the side of the cart track, which widens into a muddy main street as it sort of climbs its way toward the inner manor house on a hillside from what appears to be the east side of town. As you approach, you see children playing in the town green and townsfolk tending to chores, running errands, like I was sitting there saying at the very beginning. A few people look up as you approach, but they all return back to their business. You're just somebody passing through.
There'll be
Pillar
armed
zooms.
people passing through.
Well, you're not brandishing your weapons and stuff, so.
True, but
Well, they might not be. The gnome is.
well, yeah, the note is a weapon.
There and you see Sildar is at ease, and he says, "My friends, let us secure lodgings." And he tells you, our gold awaits at the local inn.
Klaus says, "Well, lead the way. For I know nothing of this town."
So you guys come down to the inn. Please tell me that they have a. Okay, apparently they don't have a picture of the inside of the inn. What the hell kind of. Well, I'm gonna find a map for an inn here. Second. Damn thing look like. I wish I would have known that they weren't going to provide this damn inn. Think in a module that they would.
Well, if there's no encounter, we can use our imaginations.
True.
That's the thing with player characters. I would rather have a picture of an inn than you guys go, okay, it's on, fuck you, and and then all of a sudden I'm scrambling for a fucking map. Yeah, hold on one second.
So is the inn a 2-story or 3-story building?
Okay, hold on one second. Oh, damn it. Hold on. Fucking crap. Image that they gave me is tiny as shit. Hold on. Sorry about this, guys.
Is this a large inn or a small inn?
I got one. Hold on. Is there any sheet?
All right.
This inn
I
looks
know.
strangely familiar.
This one?
Yeah.
The Green Dragon Inn?
It's the same one that we got
Oh,
attacked
wait.
by the demons at.
No, this one has a storage and a stable.
Yes, that's the only difference.
And it's 2-story.
Well, so is the other one. We just never saw the second story.
No, that one was a story only.
It had stairs to heaven then.
It had a small attic. Okay, so you guys are in here. Oh, damn it. Now I gotta resize you guys. Unless you guys want to resize yourselves.
I already did mine, so
Works big for this encounter.
Yeah, and he's giant.
oh, I would
Egrath.
teeny tiny.
Whoa. That's a little bit too small there.
You thunk.
The map isn't showing up online, so I'm just going to use the string as reference.
Hmm.
Reshare the map.
I'm syncing the clients. Oh, and then Sildar. Okay, there it is. Is it showing up?
No, it's not. It's okay. Like I said, I'll just use the string one. And then later, if we have time, we can get that all fixed after the game.
All right.
Well, you need to be able to interact in here. Kind of why I made.
It's still letting me drag them around. I just can't see the map.
Oh, you've got to wait till it refreshes. It's got to sync up with your client. So let me know when it syncs. I'm gonna be right back 1 sec. Quick bow.
All right.
It keeps popping up that says runtime error.
Try quitting, closing your client, and restarting your client.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Did it sync up? Did it sync up for
I'm
her?
restarting the client.
She was having runtime errors.
Probably like a sync thing. A waitress comes up and sits there and says, "Would you guys like anything?" And you sit there and you see like over the bar, it says like the ales that they have and some of the wines. You sit there and you see like 1 or 2 ales. Says,
I'll take a whale. Orca, please.
yeah, it sits there and it says the coast's finest. And then you sit there and you see one that says Dwarven Ale. And then the Dwarven Ale is 1 gold. The coast's finest is 10 silver. You sit there and you see a
The 1
wine.
gold.
The wine is
10 silver is 1 gold.
I'm sorry, 5 silver. You sit there and you see the wine is like 8. And then you sit there and you see various food items and stuff like that. It's kind of pricey. So, depending on what you order, like if you order deer, cow, chicken, whatever, it's going to be priced accordingly. So you can sit there and tell me how much you want to spend, and I'll basically tell you what you're going to get. Or if you want to just tell me what kind of meal you want or drink you want. Serena sits there and says she'll have a wine and cheese. And she pulls out some coins, gives it to the serving girl. You sit there and you say, Sildar goes, well, I don't have any coin on me. Does somebody want to provide? I am arbitrating the deal. Really? No one?
I
Mhm.
will.
Nope, no one.
Okay, so he sits there and he says, I'll take a fine dwarven ale. And if we could have he looks up and he goes, some stew brought out for me and my friends.
I'd like some artichoke and spit
Tortilla chips,
and tortilla chips, yeah.
some salsa. Yon Mad goes, I don't have any money, but can I get some wine? And he's looking at
How much
Urkel.
would a full flagon of wine cost?
A whole flagon of wine. Enough for all of you guys?
No, just me and the guy who has no money.
Oh, 1 gold.
Alright, I asked for that.
Okay. Klaus, Tigrath.
Klaus will have some ale of the
Tigrath
sea.
drinks wine, by the way. She doesn't drink beer.
Klaus will have some wine with some chicken and a baked potato, if they got it.
That comes out to about 1 gold.
1 gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys end up paying up. Bring you a good meal. Sildar wanders up to the bar and starts talking to the innkeep and the serving girl. And he comes back. And he tells you, well, the buyer was here, but he's missing now. They haven't seen him. I know he's here, though. You notice that the inn is pretty much empty. You sit there and you see like 1 or 2 people in here, but considering it's on one of the major roads coming up through here, not too many people here at all. Um, roll
get-
a perception check. Okay. Let me see. Nestat. Okay. Drugal notices a conversation going on behind her, between 2 people, and hear this. As the barmaid comes by, you see her talking to one of the other barmaids as they're dropping off your food, and says this. As you guys are
Okay.
eating your food, you guys see a few guys walk in. They've got like picks, mattocks, shovels, and stuff like that, and they set them down. 4 guys. They come over and they grab like a table next to you guys, and you hear them talking. And you hear that. The innkeeper's wife stops by. She's asking you how everything's going. And she goes, for a refill, got a little info for you. So if you guys buy another round of drinks, the innkeeper's wife is willing to give you a little bit of info.
Sure. How much is a refill?
Oh, I think 1 gold for each one of you.
Okay.
So you'll have to end up taking that out of you guys' stuff. Kind of pricey for the information, but that's the information that she gives you.
Chap and Lear murdered him. Several townsfolk saw it happen. The Redbeards grabbed his body, and now his wife and daughter and son got missing too. Well, Klaus is interested in both the Orc Raiders and this tidbit of information.
All right, say it again.
Klaus is very interested in this new tidbit of information and the Orc Raiders that are pretty much running amok.
Druga would like to check out the sister Grelia.
Okay, so Sildar's like, well, I don't know what happened to my friend, but something about people missing in this town doesn't bode well.
So, Sildar, do you know if there's a weaver in town that we can at least get you a proper pair of clothing instead of those worn out garments of Goblish origin?
He says, I'm sure once we find my friend, I'll be able to afford quite a few garments. Yes, not finding my friend. And you sit there and you see, like, he asks the Jolena, the innkeeper, his wife, about his friend, and she said, yeah, he was here. Haven't seen him, though. There, she's just like, people just, I don't know, just seem to be staying, leaving, going, but I don't know.
When did you last see him?
About a day or two ago.
Does he stay here at this particular end, or does he have a house nearby? I asked the innkeeper's wife.
No, he was staying here. And she goes, but for some reason, when I went to his room this morning, I noticed that his bed hadn't been slept in the last day or so. So he's paid up for the week.
May I see his quarters?
Yeah. He takes you over to his guest room. Sildar goes to the back room, and you guys can go in, and you notice that there's nothing there.
Yeah, I noticed diddly squat.
No clothes, no gear, no nothing.
It's almost like he went up and vanished.
Or he
Or he
left.
left.
That too.
And the innkeeper's wife sits there and says, no, he was pretty adamant about getting some package that was going to make him rich.
Did he share this? Was he loudly spreading this information around?
No. At least, not to most people, she goes, but um, he tells you that Elsa last saw him, and well, let's just say she's known to trade favors for coin. And when she woke up in the morning, a little bit of gossip about, well, how the night went and the frolickings that they had, and that he was going to be a wealthy man and that he would take her away. You see, he's always been fond of her.
Hmm. Well, should we call it a night since it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning? Almost 2 o'clock for B?
Almost 2 o'clock.
So you guys have gotten a bit of information in regards to the town. I will refresh this information for you guys next time, or you guys can go back and watch the stream. But now you know that your buyer's missing, and there's something amiss in the town, and somebody has your guys' 500 gold pieces.
Yep.
That bastard. Or those
Or-
bastards.
Well, you better hope they haven't gotten far.
Well, for all those that are tuned in, join us next week, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of what the hell's going on here. Anyway, ta-ta for now.